This is the most prolific macro movement we have seen almost in our lifetime, in my view. And the fact of the matter is, I'd rather be the Facebook than the MySpace, and we'll do that through great partnership, and there is no better partner for us when we can come together with Canopy Growth to make this the global dominant player.
The global cannabis sector is literally hundreds of billions of dollars of opportunity. And so the question is, over the long run, over a number of years, what is the full package? What is the full best play? And we both believe for our shareholders, it is this deal.
We feel very confident where we stand today and couldn't be more excited about our partnership with Canopy for the constellation. And ultimately, people will look out 5 years from now and then look back and say, wow, the single best trade in cannabis was that Canopy Acreage. And again, we're just glad to be a part of it. And we are very passionate about talking about cannabis reform and what we believe and the impact we believe it can have on people's lives.
Given the polling data, given where everybody is, this doesn't seem to be a policy issue where it's, again, Democrat versus Republican, and as you mentioned, Trump's views. This is, what we're seeing is we're in that next level of detail, and the details are complicated, of course, but it's not at that. We're no longer at that superficial level. Cannabis good, cannabis bad. We're at the question of how do we deal with restorative justice? How do we deal with displaced communities? How do we deal with, and those are details to be worked out, but we've moved to that next level of the conversation, I think, in the United States, which is, a very, very positive sign.
You maximize value in this space when you buy into the companies that you believe have good fiduciaries, good keepers of capital, good business people that will spend basically the money of the company like it's your money. They're going to look after every penny, but you're going to maximize value when it becomes federally permissible. And we have the luxury of trading on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. And when we have the luxury of coming together with Canopy to be the global dominant player.
But there's a ton of work happening, and it's exciting work, and it's the result of everything we've done in Canada for 5 years. We've been working on scale, intellectual property, branding, how to serve a market share of 25 to 33% of an entire country, and taking that knowledge and now putting it available not just on the THC side acreage, but also in our build out on the CBD side. And again, mentioned the work we're doing here in this state to build out a facility like Smiths Falls that is automated, that is sophisticated, that can serve the CBD needs of the people in this state.
So I think this business is going to continue to evolve. It's going to continue to grow. And the more sophistication one can bring to the space, the more thoughtfulness one can bring to the space, the more those companies will excel.
What we're seeing is a move towards sophistication, a move towards the big players, the entry of people like Constellation, like Altria. And that's, again, why we do a deal like this, why we make sure that we are the biggest and the best and bring the most to it over the long term. Riding the ups and downs of a quarter, but the long term, to compete with the big players who are to come, and we're very excited for that.
We find that we're in a very privileged position to be where we are today, and could not be more grateful from the support we've gotten from our investors and our shareholders, and frankly, the communities in which we serve. But there are communities and there are people, minorities that have been left behind. And most of those have been harmed by cannabis, being discriminated against because of the color of their skin. And the fact of the matter is, we are pushing very hard, given that we've been so grateful and so frankly honored to be in the position we are, to start to implement programs to help others in the space. And you know what? It's all part of the ecosystem of cannabis, and again, just glad to be a part of it.